Brooklyn's expected to play their entire roster, although I should note that's their bubble roster, not their out-of-bubble roster, which would be a whole different game. The Grizzlies, if you look at their scenario, they clinch at worst the 9th seed with a win over the Bucks, so they control their own destiny. The Suns, they do not. They need a win themselves, also a loss from either the Blazers or Grizzlies to sneak into the play-in game. And the Spurs need a win, and let's just call it a whole lot of help, right, to keep their 22-season playoff streak alive. So, Zach, given the amount of enthusiasm the play-in scenarios have produced over the last 2 weeks, do you expect the NBA to keep this format in seasons to come?
I hope so. It's an absolute no-brainer. I've been saying it's a no-brainer for years and years. Anything that keeps more teams alive in the last 2 weeks of the season is super exciting and makes for better basketball. And one thing I think they've stumbled on here is I like that they have parameters where if the gap is too big in the standings, the play-in doesn't happen, because the NBA's play-in proposal for the regular season, a normal season, it actually involves the 7 seeds in each conference. And I don't think it would have been fair, for instance, if Dallas had to be in a play-in tournament this year. That's not fair. They're too far ahead of number 8. So I like that they've introduced that. If you can find a way to make that permanent in some way, all in on the play-in.
Well, I think it's great for the bubble, but it's not going to be good for an 82-game season, though, Rachel and Zach, because, listen, you play 82 games to fight for your seeding, and I don't think a play-in tournament throughout a full regular season, full 82-game season without stoppage would be great. You know, you earn that position. But I can't lie. I've been a fan of it because we've been seeing nothing but playoff basketball before the playoffs. Guys are competing at a high level because they're fighting for something. So it's been very exciting to watch right now during this time while they down there in Orlando. Before it's going forward, no, we got to throw that out. We got to throw that out.
I don't know. I think that there's something to be said for, I was going to say, I think there's something to be said for Perk for the idea that, yes, you earn your spot, but maybe if you earn the next spot down within a certain number of games, you earn the right to at least try to fight your way in. I just feel like we need some other things to keep the end of the regular season feeling as fresh as the start of the regular season and the playoffs do, and this is pretty cool. And I think it also lets the team that does win the play-in spot feel like they have won something, because then next week, you all know they're about to get crushed by like bugs, in a normal scenario. Now, I'm not talking about this time with this Western Conference team, because we have a couple teams competing in the play-in that are so different because we're 4 months past what we had at the regular season. But in a regular season scenario, you would not have, like, say, a Blazers team that is coming back as a totally different team. You'd have a team that was probably losing the first round anyway, so you might as well give them a little excitement and have them win a play-in game. I'm just saying.
But you know what, Rachel? It's a good thing, though, because it teaches teams now not to take regular season games for granted anymore, right?
Yep.
So, like, during the course of the 82-game seasons, hopefully guys will compete more and compete throughout the season without having these blowouts, and be competing to know that we can't let it go down to the end of the season in the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. That's for real.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.